feel like in BattleBots, the best one, it was never like it had a flamethrower or like a stabby thing. It was always just one that had a slight slant to it because it would tip over all the other robots. And I feel that would also apply in the NBA. Like a
I've got the name
that
for
just
it.
sort of scoops up players and pushes them down.
I've got the name for it.
Okay.
Slopey Bryant.
Oh my God. That sounds like a. That sounds like a.
It sounds like
thing
it should
you're
be
not
offensive.
allowed to say.
Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast. Hitting your eardrums at this very moment, I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with special guest improviser from Rapid Fire Theater in Edmonton, Susan Evans. What's up, Susan?
I am great. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm better than good. We're going to get to it later, but everything's changed for us, huh, Kev?
Yeah, we're brand new.
And we've got a visitor.
Immediately, your dog is in the
frame.
frame.
Angle, your dog looks like 10 times bigger than you right now.
Yeah, she's my little sweetheart. I knew this was going to happen the second anything started.
It was like right about 5 seconds before we hit the record. Susan was like, if you see a big ball of hair, it's just my dog. And then right as we started,
I could hear her kind of grunting in the background, and her grunts are her like prep sounds. And so I was ready.
Me too. I feel like I because our podcast is visual, we put it on YouTube, but not that much happens. So when a dog shows up or something, it's very exciting. Like you can always see the viewing engagement jumped up for a few seconds that a dog walked in the frame.
I should have dressed her up for the occasion.
Yeah.
Did she have a Halloween costume this year?
She hates Halloween costumes. So, yes, she did, but no, she did not like it.
What was it?
What did you dress her up as?
We bought one for her, and it's like a horrible giant hot dog costume. And she wears it. She hates it, and then within 15 minutes we take it off.
Right. And it would be annoying to just be put in a more attractive version of yourself as a costume, right? Like if somebody gave me a hot Kevin costume, I'd be pretty upset.
Well, that's what Halloween is.
Yeah.
You're the sexy version of yourself, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And she's got low self-esteem, so it was like a personal dig for her.
Sure. Yeah, hot dog was like,
I went to a party as a sexy podcaster this year. Midriff showing. It was great. This makes me think that this isn't my check-in yet, but every year my partner Kimberly comes up with a very creative costume. She does all the work for it, so credit where credit is due. But it's always like an excuse for her to like look glamorous and me to be the kind of humiliated accessory. I'm sure you've seen this trend. This year she was a sexy rock and I was Charlie Brown in the like ghost costume with all the holes in it because he gets a rock. And so she just basically wore a little thing around her neck that had a rock picture and then had like rhinestones and fun stuff. And I had a full sheet over me covered in holes. And I begged her to give me eye and mouth holes, and she said no, because that wouldn't honor the spirit of the Charlie Brown look. I was just like, I had to put my beer under the sheet to like take a sip. It was incredibly demeaning, but it was a good look. And actually, we were not the only ones at that party that had this idea. Another couple also dressed as the exact same thing.
Did the Charlie Brown, I should say, and that couple have eyes and did they have a hole for beer drinking?
I think they did get a face hole, and Kim was like, "That's not commitment.
That's not the costume."
No, that ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it.
I mean, I agree with her.
And you can fuck off, Susan. I trusted you. I just met you. You seemed lovely, and now everything's changed.
I mean, in general, if there's a conversation and the woman's on one side, I will always take their side.
Right. That's the right position to hold on this show for sure.
That's gonna
it's what being an ally is.
Yeah, exactly. It's the right thing to do, It's the right thing to do.
Well, Susan, we should check in with you. How have things been? How are you lately?
I'm good. I'm great. Just enjoying the lovely Edmonton weather that we talked about. And just taking
Kevin
it easy.
I need to interrupt because Kevin is pressing the button that makes Kim's voice come on, where it sounds like she's shouting to me.
I to be fair, was like, I don't know what's happening. Do I keep talking?
Thomas is getting in an argument with his partner.
I think Kevin was illustrating some kind of red-pilled Redditor point about you listening to women by making it impossible to speak because of Kim's voice. It was like a weird gotcha. I don't think it was respectful or like open-minded, but
it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
That's not an ally.
No, it isn't.
But the weather is good, you were saying? Let's get back to that.
The weather is good. I just quit my job, so the end of my 2 weeks is up on Friday. So I got that going on.
Yeah.
Did you go like scorched earth, or was it a respectful departure?
No, it was respectful. I was fully ready for the worst because I always overthink everything. And then when I put in my 2 weeks, they're like, we'll be so sad to see you go. You're welcome back whenever. Aww. It's like a hard hit for us, but we'll miss you. And I was like, I was in my head ready for someone to yell at me. This is so much better.
I mean,
we'll try to give you that experience today, if possible.
Perfect.
Your ex-bosses did send us an email. The whole reason we asked you to come on the show is so that we could chastise you.
This is your exit interview. So
go ahead, roast as hard as you want. I'm fine with that.
Now you're ready. You're primed because it didn't go bad the first time. Yeah.
Kevin,
do you want to check?
Man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll tell you a little bit about how I'm doing. This morning I woke up and in my at some point in my morning routine, I thought it'd be a good idea to look at my phone. And every now and then, because I have a 1950s diner in the city, I'll scroll through Facebook Marketplace, sort of desperately hoping someone's listed a jukebox at an affordable price. And I have yet to be satisfied in that, but I do get to see some really weird shit on Facebook Marketplace. And I thought I would show you guys something that started off my morning today. I'm just going to pull up the screen share here so that y'all can see it. So I just want to tell you the title of this Facebook Marketplace posting is "I Cannot Unsee What Was Kept in These Drawers." And I'll just...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
So we'll go here. We'll share that. There's that. Okay, perfect. It's up there. So it says, "I cannot unsee what was kept in these drawers." It's $40 Canadian. It's a nightstand, 3 drawers, sliding nightstand office under desk drawers. The caption here is, "My mom, rest her soul, took this from her job when she retired as the business was closing down. Needed a bedside nightstand," she claimed. However, was not just for books and facial tissue, not just for a light and a place for important papers, not just to drape a towel on. Always wondered why. No, Mom had needs, and cleaning out her house, well, I found those needs were met with what was kept in here. I threw those out instead of gouging my eyes out, and then I sterilized the unit, but I cannot unsee what was in there. Thus, I cannot keep it." And I'll blur out where the location is so that nobody goes and harasses these people. But that is...
You think that map is going to narrow it down?
It'll really narrow it down.
The big circle over Winnipeg.
General Winnipeg location.
Yeah. So
what's your theory on what was in there, man?
I mean, it has to be sex toys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, if you are out there,
it's a little dramatic, right?
Like, it's dramatic.
Get over it.
See this.
Yeah, get over
it. My tender eyes.
Yeah, like your mom's getting off. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it does make me hope that like she is being accurate and it is really bad. And then that makes me be like, so what was it?
Like,
if it isn't just generic sex toys, what does it have to be
some pretty
for that
outrageous...
to be a normal response?
Right. It was like It was
Yeah, you're right. What if they're open-minded?
It was proof of Bigfoot. The only photos of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It changed everything. It's like my whole conception of reality is broken now because of what I saw.
She's like obsessed with like these like creatures that we think don't exist but do, and she has all their nudes. So it's like Bigfoot's
There's
nudes,
just these
Santa's
Polaroids
nudes.
of her with mythical men and mythical beasts and
That's
mythical
great
fantasy. Yeah. So I that was how I started my day off today. So I've been in a bit of a wonky
I guess there's
mood.
a reason they don't call him Big Penis. Jeez. I am sorry, but for my check-in, I am now the proud subscriber of HP Instant Ink.
You're
It's
blurred
on the video, but you can still make it out. It's blurring out the logo.
You're a subscriber to Ink.
Do you realize what this means?
No.
Any guesses?
Does it mean that you get ink in the mail quickly? I don't understand.
Whenever I run out, new ink will arrive. That means at all times for the 6-month trial, I have ink in the printer. I can create any document, any image, color or black and white, whenever I want, Kevin.
And they'll. So are you paying is this like a subscription service?
It was a free subscription with my purchase of a new printer.
Right.
That's
and
not
so they're just
bad.
hoping you'll lapse in judgment and forget.
They're hoping I forget.
Yeah.
But I have a reminder on my phone for 5 months. They're hoping I forget.
Okay.
In 5 months' time, I will cancel.
Okay.
Do you need something printed, Kevin or Susan? I can do it right now.
You live in Chicago, right?
I will be home for Christmas.
And the savings on the printer ink, you could ship all of it to Winnipeg and Edmonton.
Yeah,
that's so true. Yeah,
you could use the money to send Susan and I our documents. Do you print a lot, Thomas? Do you print a lot of stuff?
Not until recently.
What?
Well, I didn't have a printer before, did I? And now I'm going hog wild.
Now you're subscribed to Ink. I feel like
I used to have to go to a local coffee shop to print my pathetic resume for my improv auditions. Now I do it from the luxury of my own home.
Right, you're printing everybody's. You should start a service for 6 months. You should just be making.
Oh, that would be.
cash.
Wait, can I be like a print with me service just in my apartment where people come in and like put in the code and get their stuff?
You're a fucking.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's just charge. Because Staples for black and white, and I know this. I used to work at Staples when I was a teenager, so the prices are probably different now.
7 days ago when you quit.
No. This was when
we
I
know
was
we're
18.
from Staples. Yeah.
But black and white was, I believe, 24 cents at the time, and then color was 49. So if you just cut that in half, then you can definitely get people to come to your house to get you to print stuff off for them.
Yeah.
This is
and that's profits.
This is huge.
I mean, that's Canadian money for the American
Kevin, you're not the
listeners.
only business entrepreneur on the podcast anymore.
I mean, I gave you the idea, I think, and then Susan sort of told you your price point, so you didn't really come up with it on your own.
It's a good idea. I think you should do it. And if you can make enough money that every 6 months you can buy a new printer with the new warranty and then do it again.
That's genius.
There it is. There it is.
It'll always work. Because printers are famously fickle creatures, aren't they?
Yeah. This feels like it's one of those like business hack ideas you'd see on like a TikTok reel that's like a hey guys, so here's what you need to do. You need to buy a printer and then you need to get the
they would use the TikTok voice. It would be like, new business idea for how to sell printer shop out of your own house.
Yeah.
And it would be like someone playing Temple Run in the background while they talk about
Talk about drop shipping out your printer ink.
We should probably get to our warm-up segment. We're losing daylight.
Yes, we're losing daylight. We need to get to this. This
is why Kevin and I are exuberant, jubilant. What's one more word that rhymes?
Exuberant, jubilant, and that really is tough. I think you.
I'm still thinking about that dresser drawer, so I'm thinking lubricant.
Lubricant,
very good.
That's honestly on brand as well. So fair enough. Fair enough. Exuberant.
We're slick. We're easy.
Yeah.
And it's all because this is a little theft update for the listeners.
Boom.
Jake
Theft
and Amir,
update.
or should we say taking a smear, the fuckers made good.
They done did right. They listened to the swaths of fans. I want to say the overbearing cacophony that was storming the HeadGum offices, and finally gave us the recognition.
This is
we
proof that, like, this is why
Sir.
it's so important to vote. Why, like, if you're
Yeah.
in line, like, stay in line, because, like, your voice does matter, and sometimes the little guy, just like us, can have a real win. And so thank you to everyone who campaigned for us, everyone who pushed for it.
The thing I like to say is, if you're online, stay online.
Exactly.
And
on Instagram all day.
yeah. And so I think
But
I'd like
Susan,
to.
I think we've already seen this, but I really think it's important that you get to see and that our listeners get to see and hear these words from Jake and Amir about us, because they really did mean the world. So we're going to live react now. And Susan, I hope that you'll give some kind of feedback after of how profound this was for you as well.
Okay, am I supposed to be happy about this, or am I supposed to be furious? Because I'll
You'll
do
know.
whatever.
You'll
Okay,
know.
okay. It'll be
You'll know.
furious.
Yeah. Now, the thing I also want to just mention is the title of this episode of their show, Segments, is New Restaurant. And I have to say, I listened with bated breath throughout the entire episode for them to copy fucking St. James Burger, or for them to copy Dreamland Diner. As a restaurant owner myself, I thought for sure.
We've
And they
opened a
did.
50s diner, and guess what we have? A drawer full of vibrators.
All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's react here to this apology from Jake and
here we
Amir.
go.
Oh, we wanted to shout out Oops All Segments podcast.
Oh, that's true.
They DM'd or left a comment saying, "You guys talked about our show on your show."
Yeah.
Jake even went so far as
As to
saying,
say I was going to steal the
their
action.
show. It was in February of last year, one of our last episodes. They made a theme song for us.
Right.
We gave them a shout out to Oops All Segments. You're like, I love that title. Actually, cut this out. Let's steal their show.
Let's steal it, yeah.
So that is true. All of that is true. These things happened. Let's carry on.
It's painful.
And
It
then
takes
in
pain
9
to
months-
get to growth, though, and here it comes.
Yeah, it's hard to hear this.
We actually did kind of steal their show.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely forgot that we said that.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
then what makes it
Wait a minute. So that's confession, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
Dead
a
to
verbal
rights.
admittance.
Yeah.
That would hold up in
even
any
more
court.
Yeah. Maybe we should lawyer up?
red-handed is the fact that you said
Can a
you guys wanted to
Canadian
steal it.
And what
sue
is their
an
show?
American?
Their show is a podcast. but
Yeah.
I think
Is there a
It makes
different way,
sense.
Thomas?
Yeah.
Well, the only precedent that I have is the War of 1812, where a Canadian burned down the White House. And if we're allowed to do that,
Then
what else? are
watch
they gonna
out,
let us get
HeadGum
away with?
offices
Yeah.
is what I have to say. Yeah, okay.
makes it even more caught red-handed is the fact that you said you
I
were
was gonna
going to steal it.
And what is their show?
Their show is a podcast where I think it is different segments.
Exactly like this? We should
Honestly,
have them
to
on
be-
as a guest.
To be honest, I have
Oh! Did you hear that? Did you hear that little ditty?
We should
honestly,
have them
to
on
be-
as a guest.
to be
We
honest,
should
I haven't
have
listened to
them
the show.
on as a guest. They should.
Hashtag oops on segments.
That's
Let's
right.
get that trending.
Yeah.
Listen to the show, but just by the title, Oops All Segments sounds like they just do a series
Okay,
of
also,
segments.
fuck you, Amir. You don't listen to the show? You didn't check us out? You piece of shit?
See, this is
Sorry.
why I thought I was going to have to go furious.
You
Yeah.
still might need to be happy to balance this out. So just
Oh,
hold
okay,
tight,
okay.
because I don't know. If we get too pissed, I might need,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go support their show on
Oh,
ours.
wait a minute.
Title Oops All Segments sounds like they just do a series of segments.
Yeah. So go support their show and not
So
ours.
go support their show, Oops All
And
Segments,
that does mean the world to me to
and
hear
not ours.
to hear Jake say that. We cry a fair bit on this show, but this is no exception. I feel like I'm getting a little misty-eyed just thinking about
Mm-hmm.
the Podfathers, the boys, finally showing us a little love. So it does mean a lot.
It does. It does. It's something else. I think that might be the end of it.
Yeah, or both maybe.
Ideally.
So shout out to the @OopsAllSegment podcast on Instagram.
Right on.
We're
right
not only on fucking Instagram though, right, Amir?
Yeah.
Right? We're on fucking YouTube. We're on fucking
Maybe-
TikTok. We're on podcast apps.
Maybe click a link tree for once in your life,
Yeah.
pal.
A link in bio, if you will.
So that was huge for us, Susan.
Honestly,
your
that
thoughts, your
I'm a
reflections,
changed man.
like, we're pretty biased in our perception, so I want just like an objective observer. I know it was impossible to hear. I didn't want to say while Kevin was playing it, but
Wait, was
so
it? Was it
quiet.
really?
It was really quiet for me. I don't know. Was it okay for you?
It was very. I picked up enough of it, and
Okay,
Sure.
I have decided, as I did from the start, to be furious for you.
Okay. Thank you, Susan.
I think our only option is litigation.
Okay.
I think
Lawyering
we
up.
pivot this podcast to like just the court case. And then just like scrap
that's good.
everything you've worked on, everything you like,
We've only been doing
and
it for about a
just,
year and
like,
change, so yeah.
just keep trying to like submit, I don't know, subpoenas. I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
Just
Like
a
just
show
do it
where we do various legal harassment.
Yeah, like just
we
do
could pivot
whatever
to
you
like
can.
we could do like a serial or like a true crime podcast now
Yeah.
about this, and then each week we check in. We do like on the ground reporting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
That's an
yeah,
Innocence Project.
I think
is
that
kind
would
of a
be
good
really good. And I think like one of our improvisers at RFT is
Mhm.
just finished and is now a lawyer.
Oh.
And technically she's for family law, but I do feel like the two be very close. That's kind of
Yep.
like a family.
Thomas
it
and I are like
probably
brothers.
still covers.
We call them the pod fathers. They're like sort of our daddios
That's
in a way.
That's parental.
So
In
yeah.
a way, there are daddios. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if that person, if this friend,
If this fucking person could just fix this, that would mean everything.
yeah.
I mean, you also don't really need a lawyer because you could just like forge a bunch of stuff.
Well, I do
Well,
have
that's-
the tools for the job. If you need any documents,
Yeah, we can get it printed.
You're set up to be a forger now. You're a fucking, you're a fence. You're a man that deals in black market material
Yeah.
now. Thank
I
you
think
for
we got options. Everyone
Yeah.
is always
Tolerating
stomping
that,
on
Susan.
Canada because we're like the little guy,
Yeah.
right? And they're always
Yeah.
coming at us. And
Yeah.
the big wig Americans think that they
Yeah.
can undermine
Makes me sick.
podcasts.
Yeah.
It's frankly disgusting.
people
So I
who,
do feel.
yeah, well,
No,
there's
sorry,
people who like.
I wasn't going anywhere. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, me
She's like,
neither.
"Please
That's
don't
why
cut
we
me
both
off."
stopped at the same time. We both were just filling time. I was gonna say that people that look down on Canada, leave Canada, they make me sick.
Yes, it's
Thomas-
disgusting.
It is like a heinous crime, some would say. Just to be clear, when was the last time that you lived in Canada for more than 6 months?
Probably just before the big Donald got elected, and then I
Right,
thought
that's
I
what
had
sort
to
of
get over here.
You thought
I
you
was
were going to
like,
get down to the
It's looking
States.
fun in the South. Let me see if I
You thought
can't.
now's the time to get down there.
Yeah, you finally got the guy
Finally,
you
they got
wanted
rid of
in
Obama.
charge. Yeah. You were just so excited that America was finally on the right track.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed to potentiate certain opportunities for a man like me to finally
I mean,
make
that is true.
my fortune here.
I've often
and
thought
now I
that-
own a small printing business. So the immigrant fantasy is real.
Thomas and I were, we were sort of working together a lot in the city together, working on collaborative projects. And I'm a person of color. I'm a brown man, and I sometimes think that Thomas left. Yeah, did you? Yeah, People forget that. That's the Trinidadian national anthem that comes out every time someone on the podcast forgets that I'm not white. But Thomas, I think that I sometimes think that you moved to America explicitly because you knew it would be uncomfortable for me to be there during 2016. But it
was the one place I knew you couldn't follow me.
They would kick me off of your coattails despite my best efforts to ride. But yes, I think maybe we should do a quick spin of the wheel and get into something a little more.
Does it feel like we should just do the break? Because it's like we're a decent ways in. Let's get to Susan's segment and then we'll spin the wheel after maybe.
I like that. Peek behind the screens of everything. Here's an ad break. Bye for a second.
Hey Josh, do you like drinks?
Hey Rob, I love drinks.
Oh my gosh, would you like having a good time?
I love having a good time.
Then dude, you gotta check out Poppin' Bottles.
What? A comedic podcast about our favorite beverages?
Absolutely. Every week we have a guest on where they talk about their favorite beverage. And then we do a whole bunch of segments. You like segments, right?
Oh, if I'm not eating an orange by segments, then I'm not enjoying it.
What about games? You like dumb games?
I love the dumber the game, the more I enjoy it.
Then you gotta check out Poppin' Bottles, available wherever you find podcasts.
We have returned. Susan, do you have a segment for us?
Okay, I do, and I'm really excited about it. So it's an improv warm-up game we do in Edmonton. I think it's done other places, but I don't go other places, so it's in Edmonton.
That's also not true. You were in Winnipeg like a month ago. I met you here in the city a month ago.
but you didn't play this game in Winnipeg. So.
That's true. Yeah. Does it have a title?
It is. And so it's called Sorry I'm Late.
Perfect.
So the way it works is basically I will describe what is essentially the plot to a popular movie, but I describe it as if I'm running late to a get-together with you. Mm-hmm. So I'll start at the start of the movie and just kind of describe it. The first person to guess the movie I'm describing gets a point.
Oh, no. Thomas is going to fuck me so hard during this.
And you can say no to this, but I do think there has to be stakes. And I think those stakes have to be a bet for whoever wins has to do something or give something to the other person.
That works for me big time. What you might not know, Susan, is that we have a long history of Kevin owing me money on the show.
Okay, perfect.
The very first episode, he paid me $15. I think that's kind of standard.
Yeah.
Let's do a $15 bet.
Yeah.
At what point do you just own Kevin's businesses?
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually have to go into debt and give Thomas a lien on my properties. I think maybe how many of these do you have in the chamber, Susan?
I figured 3 is probably good.
Let's do $5. $5
thing. Each. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, okay.
$5 a thing. So
there will be a winner at the end at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 3 winners, me 3 times.
And my vote would be do $1,500 a pop, but if you want to do $15, that's fine.
And it is tough because you are the guest. Maybe we should go with her vote. What do you think?
Do you want to go with $1,500?
Well, I don't have $1,500.
That's $45.
In my mind, I want you to owe so much money that you have to change the signs on your business to and
something, or Thomas Tolles presents.
Yeah, just something with Thomas's name in it at the end. Something
Diner
that
and
it's not.
Inquiry.
Yeah.
And fence services and black market goods.
Let's do this. Just for a little, maybe it doesn't matter. Are these going to be obscure movies? Or are these just favorites of yours? Okay, great.
I looked up a few earlier. I hope I remember them, or I'll come up with ones. But I will try to not do ones that are too niche, where you might just have never seen it.
Sure. Just to be clear for the listeners at home who maybe don't know Thomas and I's life, I just want one more detail. Thomas grew up in a house with a literal library of movies around him.
Yeah,
his dad is a film professor.
My dad is a film professor. I've seen a lot of movies, but because my dad's a film professor, he's also like a snob about movies. So there are some really famous movies I haven't seen because he was like, yeah, it's not that good. So you might pick one that I'm like, oh, I don't know that. Anyway, it'll be good.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'm so sorry I'm late. I hopped on a trip. It was a last minute choice. Technically, I didn't have a ticket, but I just really wanted to go see the world. So while I was on it, it was kind of a little bit of a
Titanic.
I felt very lower. Yeah, that's right. Kevin got it.
Boom, baby! Wanted to see the
really
world. Didn't
felt
have
like
a ticket.
Paddington to me.
I tried to avoid ship for that because I was like, as soon as I say ship, Titanic's gonna be the first thing you say.
It was
felt like Paddington is the
why?
thing.
What you said Paddington?
I'm sorry,
T.
But like I know a lot about movies.
Don't,
and it
dude,
just felt
dude,
like
chill.
That wasn't the Titanic to me. Like I don't want to tell you how to play this segment, but like,
are you telling that? Are you saying that Susan did it wrong? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think Susan had enough time to prepare. Maybe like I don't.
What
think,
do you mean?
I'm sure you're good at the game.
It's fine. I think it's important that you know that it's okay to screw up horribly on a podcast. And Kevin did a great job.
I don't know about that.
Thank you, by the way.
And we have to celebrate successes, which is Kevin just got $1,500 from you.
I don't have that kind of like. I don't have that liquid.
You best get printing soon.
Yeah. Better get those docs printed. Okay, well let's
can I just yes or no, are the other two gonna be Paddington movies or no?
To be fair, I do love the Paddington movies.
They're
the second one is phenomenal.
It's one of the best movies of all time. But it's kind of about a guy who goes on a trip, isn't it? And in some ways he deals with different classes and there's even a ship that his
But the start is very different, right?
Yeah.
Because he goes through trauma. I didn't mention trauma.
Yeah.
Let's just do the second movie. It's gonna be fine.
Okay. It feels like it won't, but okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm like really believing in Kevin because he's excited about it.
Well, yeah, he's done well so far because the game broke, but we'll see.
Let's go.
Okay. Sorry I'm late. I was, what's the other movie I was going to do? Okay, I remember it. I was a humble farmer. I was living with my aunt and my uncle.
Hotel Transylvania.
We had to go into
Hotel
town.
Transylvania 2.
While I was there, I did come across a kind of automatronic character that I was really surprised by.
The Iron Giant.
Hotel Transylvania 3.
So I brought it back to my home. When I was messing around with its like CD-ROM, all of a sudden this like hologram came out of it. It was really kind of shocking. And I didn't really know what to do. I thought this was going to be the easy one.
Hotel Transylvania? I feel like there are only 3, right?
Stop guessing Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, no, but there's only 3.
You're way off base. You're in the wrong genre. Okay, so then all of a sudden this like beautiful young woman.
You said you were late, and then you said you got this device that had a thing. Thomas was yelling about Hotel Transylvania, and I didn't realize where you got the device from. Could you tell me where that was? Where you found this?
It was in town. I had to get some spare parts for, I believe, a Land Rover or something like that.
Is this Transformers? I don't know what this is.
No, it's not Transformers.
It's about a farmer?
It's a farmer, but they live amongst the sand.
The Drac Pack, just to be clear.
But he lives in the sands with his aunt and his uncle, and he dreams of a bigger world. He looks out to the 2 moons above him and wishes for a better life.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace?
But which
Star Wars,
one?
New Hope.
New Hope. It's New Hope.
Oh, you fucker! You fucker!
Because I was so stuck on like the Frankenstein of it all that like it was hard for me to get there. But like, because I could see like it's a farm, it's like the Wolfman, it's like the Mummy, they're all there and they're at a hotel.
Why? She didn't say anything about a Wolfman or a mummy.
Yeah, I was pretty clear about not saying
on that one, but we got there in the end. That was good.
Okay, so
I have a bad habit. Yeah, you're tied.
Great.
Okay, so I have one more.
Even Stevens is my next guess.
Don't guess it.
You
She
know
hasn't said
what?
anything.
Hey, so whenever we play this game, like a inside joke we have is that I will always do Holes. Like Holes is my favorite movie ever, and I will just always do Holes.
hell yeah.
And I was
love
gonna do it,
Holes.
and then I was like, but if you haven't seen Holes or haven't seen it in a long time, you're never gonna. Anyways, so I didn't pick Holes,
I
but
think
maybe I
Kevin
should
has done
have.
a rap song about Stanley Yelnats.
Yeah, well, one of my like favorite memories as a rapper is that I got to freestyle live on a radio station once. Well, more than once, but I was freestyling live, and there's all these rappers around, and I had like come up with a freestyle, and I was like. You say you spit bullets, but homie, I don't feel that. My lyrics leave you with holes. Stanley Yelnats.
That's
I
nice.
was like, oh, in the studio. It made me feel very cool when it happened. So shout out to Holes and Stanley Yelnats.
I do stand by that is the best movie that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a position to hold. I don't hold it. I've never seen it, actually. So
Oh.
I can't argue with you about it.
Get ready for my last one.
I got on your bad side by saying I'd never
But
seen
you did
Holes.
guess a Shia. You did guess a Shia movie with.
I did. I came with
right?
Transformers.
Yeah.
Bit of Shia action.
And we said
okay, I'm
even
gonna-
Stevens movie.
There you go.
I feel like I've been not participating appropriately, and like I've kind of been disrespecting the game. So
Yeah,
this time I'm gonna.
You're
think
gonna try
I'm just
earnestly.
gonna try to. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay, so you're not gonna
earnestly.
guess like a weird ass kids movie before she started.
Probably not.
Okay, good. Susan's, trying hard.
Probably not.
She prepped.
Okay. I'm so sorry I was late.
Mhm.
I was spending a lot of time with my wife. We fell in
Honey,
love
I
at a
Shrunk the
really
Kids.
young age.
Honey,
We
I
had
blew
all
up
these
the kids.
times together. I feel like you're playing the game the exact same way you were.
I'm
it doesn't
not.
seem
No, I'm
like-
genuinely guessing this time. Honey,
Thomas.
I Shrunk the Kids 4D.
4D? That's the Disney ride, right?
My wife
That's
was
the
kind
Disney
of my wife was my kind of ride or die. We spent all of our time together. We had all these hopes and dreams. We wanted to travel the world.
Up.
We wanted
Up.
to be
It's
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. It's up.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
No!
That's called the Prestige, Kevin.
I
and
don't
would
have
pay you
$3,000.
$1,500.
I don't have $3,000.
I was sharking you by pretending
guess I
to
only have to
guess
give you
silly
$1,500.
movies so you couldn't hear, but I could hear, and that way you couldn't, and I won.
Thomas, I can't give you this
And
money,
it is
man.
okay that you're late. I understand that your wife was barren.
What? Why? Oh, I forgot about that part.
In the context of the game, that's why you were late. That your wife was never able to have child.
I
Yeah,
heard
I
that
w-
they're. Oh no, it's in the latest Pixar movie. There's an Up short. Did you guys know this?
Oh.
There's a short about Up that's about the old man from
Whoa.
Up after the events of the film. Yeah. So
I just assumed he died.
yeah, I guess he's living a full life still. He's living a full life. If you go see Elemental, you'll see it in advance of that. Thank you, Susan. That game was awesome. That was a great game.
Do you still feel that way that now that you owe $3,000?
Well, the way I see it, do I owe Thomas $3,000 or
It's 1,500, right? Let's be reasonable.
was-
Like
because
2,000 is excessive.
because Thomas got one right, or I got one right, so I feel like Thomas would have owed me $1,500 from that.
Yeah,
But then he got two right.
you're right.
So
You're right. It's $1,500.
I still don't have that to give to him right now. I spent a lot of money to get bots to sort of like the Jake and Amir stuff that we did. Like I spent like everything I have
that
to
was
sort
out
of
of
try
your
and.
pocket, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like people are gonna come start taking apart the house soon, so it's gonna be a whole thing. And the restaurants, like we were joking about, like what if I have to change them or whatever, but I do because I don't own them anymore. I gave them to like a repossession company, but we did
Sure.
get a shout out of it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Probably worth it.
That's
Let's
Yeah.
spin the wheel. I
Yeah.
feel that,
Okay.
has this been a bad time, Susan, so far?
No, this is very fun. Or do you want me to
Oh.
go in angry again? I can go angry again.
Just tell me how to feel. Just tell me how to feel.
No, yeah, I'll take the win. Here's our spin. Woo! Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This one's gonna be gnarly. Uh-oh.
What is it?
Rich roast. Pick some incredibly wealthy person. and roast them.
Oh, this will be fun.
Okay.
How about me with Kevin's
I mean-
15 hundo in my pocket? I'm feeling incredibly rich right now.
I can't roast you, Thomas. My whole life is spent roasting you. my whole life is a testament to putting you upon
Who's
a little pan.
a little
and shoving
Richie
you in the oven.
Rich who you've
Yeah,
got
is there
something
a-
to say about?
Yeah, is there a particularly prolific rich person that any of us are sort of thinking about these days?
I mean, a classic is Jeff Bezos.
we can
That's a
we can-
classic.
We can fuck around with Jeffrey Bays. And then I have been seeing. I mean, people love Bill Gates, but I've been seeing a lot of Bill Gates stuff in my feed lately. I think because he's old and probably going to pass away soon. So I feel like maybe we shouldn't throw shade at someone who's going to die right away. But
What about George Bailey?
who?
From
It's
A Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
You wanna
they
throw
say
shade at-
at the end, they say at the end, you're the richest man in town. So
You don't wanna-
perhaps we could roast him.
But isn't the moral of the movie that like he learns to?
He
be
lives
like,
in a shabby house.
Yeah.
The knob on the stairs don't even stick right.
Don't
It's
talk
true.
about him. He's destitute in the film. I think.
Well, no, he's doing okay, but then when the bank closes, he loses all of his money.
Well,
Right.
Uncle Billy misplaces all the money because he can't even keep his dang uncle in line. This guy, and talk about someone who wanted to travel the world, Paddington style, but he
Oh,
had dreams of going and traveling early, and then in the end, right? He stays in Bedford Falls his whole fucking life. That is embarrassing, dude. That's embarrassing.
He also did name his child Zuzu, which
Zuzu?
that is some
the-
shit.
trashiest
Could
name
you
of
not
the
afford any of the
1950s.
early letters, my man? Could
Yeah.
you only afford?
I mean, maybe he had to pay for only a few letters on the name. Maybe that matters.
My man's so stupid. He thinks he could lasso the moon.
I don't think. I think he's being metaphorical
He's so
when he says
dumb. He
No, he
he's
thinks he
close enough.
can.
that. Yeah. You guys, he's just a regular person, right? George Bailey, he's supposed to be like an everyman.
Nah,
that
he's
we
a
like.
piece of shit. He took the wrong vibe from the movie. At the end of the movie, when he's like, "Oh, I gotta appreciate life." The
Yeah.
whole time, the angel was trying to be like, "Your life fucking sucks, dude."
George, get the fuck out, dude.
And the whole time he's like, "Actually, I kind of like these things. I love my wife." And he's like,
And
"I
the
hate
angel's
your
like,
wife. I hate
Your
your
wife
wife."
sucks.
The angel's
She is
trying to
a
shove him.
bad man.
Yeah. Mary
should
is
jump.
not shit. Mary is busted, according to Clarence.
Oh, good for you. You married your high school sweetheart? That
Yeah.
doesn't happen. Cliche
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. Check in 8 years. The divorce
Yeah.
rate's 50%, bro. You're done.
How's the moon working out for you now, motherfucker? Oh man!
Remember that friend of yours who goes like, he says the little thing on the phone and then you don't go into business with him and he blows up? That could have been you, dog.
To be fair, it's my mom's favorite movie, and I feel terrible shitting on it right now.
It's an incredible film. It makes
It's
me
a
cry
great
every
movie.
time. But
It's-
every time a bell rings, George Bailey gets my ass. My shit. No, wait.
What? What?
Actually,
He
I'm
gets
sticking
your
with it.
ass. He gets your ass.
I
Every time.
misspoke, but it fit, right?
What does it mean? Right? He
Every time.
Yeah. Be nice to George Bailey if you can. Do we want to do one more, T? Close
Yeah,
us out
let's
with
spin
one
it
more?
again. I feel like that was a fun, quick one.
Yeah.
Stuck
We'll give
with
us one
old
more.
Georgie.
Yeah. Do you want to do? Was that one from a listener?
No, let's do a listener.
Let's do a listener submitted segment. Do you
Ooh.
want me to
There's
spin
been
the wheel
thousands of
again?
People I shouldn't say thousands because it's actually very few, but a few people just like
300
you
million.
have submitted
Yeah.
have
300
submitted
million.
segments to us, and we thought like, the least we could do is sort of reflect their input, and so we're going to choose a segment from that.
Do you want to just pick, or do you want to spin a wheel?
I'm going to spin.
Okay.
And use the number to select. Okay. This one's by Char Aznable, which is probably Luke Cessalon because that's a Gundam character.
It's a Gundam
It's
character.
robot ethics. This is a
Okay.
debate question for the pod.
Okay.
Should
Okay.
robots be allowed to play in the NBA?
Yeah, because that would be so fun.
Man, can you imagine? Oh, it would be so
Wait.
much better.
But are they okay? I guess the big question is the robot physically limited to like
yeah.
what because I could just put giant springs on my robot
Right.
Right.
and just
right,
have them like flip into a dunk,
right,
which I still
right.
would watch.
I think the idea is the robot has to like be close to be similar capabilities of a human, right?
Like
and it has to
same
follow the same
physical
rules.
restrictions as like a
Yeah.
human. Okay.
I think because otherwise we'll just have like military grade murder bots
I think
fighting
you
each
can
other.
have robots, but they have to be really small. Like they can't also have the height advantage. They can maybe shoot balls incredibly
Oh,
well. They have like
they should
but I
have.
think you
I
want
want to
have
see
that.
Susan
You
wants
want
to see
big
a tall
bots?
bot. She
Yeah.
wants to
you
see a
like
big bot.
you like big bots and you cannot lie. Would you say?
Yeah. I want to see like I don't watch sports. Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant, he does basketball, right?
Kobe Bryant
He
is
does.
has
He doesn't
died,
anymore. He's dead now.
But what's his
he-
height? Like 6'7" or something?
No,
but
Was-
tall.
he was not 6'7" though.
Who's who's tall?
I'm
Shaq?
thinking of Shaq. I
Shaq
think,
was
yeah.
tall. Yeah.
Okay, I want a Shaq size robot,
Sure.
Right?
Shaq bot. Yeah.
but then I want
know what?
Inspector
Wait.
Gadget arms
oh yeah.
so that he can
Go
just like
gadget.
Yeah. You want Bender from Futurama.
Well, you
sounds
really want
like.
the Iron
Yeah.
Giant, right? Like he doesn't
yeah.
want to be used as a basketball player, but he's forced to against his will, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
tragic.
so
Yeah.
he gets hit by a bunch of nukes.
Can I just say sorry? Yeah, oh my God.
A bunch of nukes.
Okay, you
What,
can come
Iron
to
Giant?
America. You get the culture. Come on over. Wait, but Kevin, you did something a little earlier that I actually want to take issue with.
What? Why?
Susan was kind of having fun, participating, like thinking of basketball players, guessing their height. She said Kobe is like 6'7". You were like, no. Guess how tall he is.
I don't know.
6'6".
Oh,
So he's not. So he's not 6'7". So I'm right.
It's close
right?
enough.
So it doesn't
You
matter.
didn't
No,
have
I'm
to
correct.
diss or
Nope.
guess like that.
I actually feel so stupid about that. I thought Kobe was short as fuck. To be honest with you, I thought he was tiny. I thought he was wee. I thought he was 5'2".
Thinking of Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah, he is tiny. You're talking about practice? Talking about practice? Okay.
But is there an ethical issue? Like, would there only be one robot per team, and each team gets their own robot? It's kind of like BattleBots, so you get like four
It's
four
like a
players
mascot,
plus
but they
a
each have
bot.
a robot. Four players plus a bot.
Yeah.
Can it be? Do you guys remember Slam Ball?
no.
Slam Ball was a thing on Spike TV, which is the worst channel ever. But
Hey,
Oh,
a bunch
wow.
of angry men would not agree with you on that.
And I'm one of them.
But one of the shows that Spike TV had was a sport called Slam Ball. It was basketball on trampolines. They had
Oh,
four
that was good.
large,
I remember
It was
that.
fucking incredible. It was nuts. It was stupid. It was dangerous as all get out. But the other thing that was on Spike TV was, Thomas, the show that you referenced recently, fucking BattleBots. So here I'm thinking, we can go into business. My entrepreneurial brain comes out again. We can make a TV show out of this. BattleBots and Slam Ball together, robots on trampolines playing basketball.
Is a trampoline in some ways the first robot?
No.
I don't.
I guess not. Yeah.
I think
Maybe
not.
not.
No.
Yeah, I guess not. Never mind.
Right, because it's definitely not the first anything except for trampoline. Because it's not the first.
And it's
like
really
the
not a
first-
robot either, right? When
No,
you think
in
about
any
it.
way, shape, or form. It doesn't have any
It does,
sentience.
yeah.
Doesn't function on its own. Really, it just exists. So.
Susan,
But-
is there anything you would like to plug? I'm sorry.
Hang on, we're
We
talking
still
about
talk.
BattleBots right now. I'm really looking forward to your well printed out manifesto.
It's gonna
Chris
be.
Black.
I can't wait until the episode where you fucking run out of ink. I really can't. I really can't.
Yeah, right, dude. That's not happening.
Oh man. But
The
yeah,
one
Susan
thing-
is.
I did interrupt you. Was there another thought you had about the NBA thing?
Nah, we covered it for sure.
She's like, no, you guys fucked it all up now.
I have one more thing to say. I feel like in BattleBots, the best one, it was never like it had a flamethrower, like a stabby thing. It was always just one that had a slight slant to it because it would tip over all the other robots. And I feel that would also apply in the NBA. Like basically a
I've got the
bulldozer
name
that
for
just
it.
sort of scoops up players and pushes them down.
I've got the name for it.
Okay.
Slopey Bryant.
Oh my God. That sounds like a. That sounds like a.
It sounds like it should be
not
offensive.
allowed to say.
It sounds like I should be offensive, but it's not. Susan, is there anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, not in particular.
You're like, not to your fucking audience. No.
Let me think about it for a second. If you're in Edmonton, we've got a half improvised Christmas show coming up in December called The Blank Who Stole Christmas, where half the actors know the script, and then we bring in one person and they play the blank, so it's never the Grinch. It'll be like a different evil villain each time, and they don't know the script.
That's a really cool idea.
It's super fun. It's our third year doing it now, and it's a great time.
Have you guys done The Blank Stole Christmas every time?
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
We do it so it's the same, usually the same actors each year, and then we bring in like outside improvisers or improvisers in our company to play different characters. So
sure.
It's very fun. And then we've got a nice version, which is kid friendly, a naughty version, which is for everyone. And then we have 2 12 o'clock shows that are the nasty version, which we've never done before. And we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, my experience has always been that when improv decides to declare itself as nasty, it gets real fucking weird. So
yeah,
hopefully those shows...
they'll either be the best thing you've ever seen or an absolute mess.
Right. Which sort of fits with the vibe of this show. So maybe one side more than the other. If you're out there and you're hoping to see Thomas and I interact in the flesh, you can check us out, because by the time this episode comes out, we will be well on our way, steamrolling towards Club Soda's holiday show, an improv show we'll be doing at the Basement, which is a comedy venue in Winnipeg on Portage Avenue. So you can find there'll be a link for tickets in the description of the video here, or in the podcast description if you want to check those out. Another thing, Susan, if you could pull out your phone for us, and if you have the Apple Podcast app, which it looks like you don't have an Apple phone, so maybe you don't.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, I can't tell. Okay, perfect. Can you go to the Apple Podcasts app and then find Oops All Segments on there, and then rate us 5 stars? We're watching you to make sure that you do it.
I will. I'll do it.
Please do. You're a hero.
We realize that we have more guests than we have listeners, so we're trying to get reviews from the guests, to kind of amplify the pod,
right? I'm not entirely sure how far we can do this before we breach terms and conditions, but I don't care.
I don't think anyone's keeping that close of an eye on us.
No, probably. Oh, there it is, and it looks like I finally was able to.
Review.
We do still have 1 1-star review from not my mom. Oh no, is it not there anymore?
No, it says everything. 9 ratings, 5 stars out of 5.
There we go. Only 9 though. I've had more than 9 guests on and asked them to do it. I think at this point.
Thomas's mom says thanks for another great episode.
Yeah. And
so you can see it's kind of blowing up in the community.
If you want to be like Susan, go like us, hit 5 stars, subscribe, do all the things to do.
Shit, man. Jake and Amir did it. You should do it.
Don't be a fucking coward. Don't be a fucking coward. If you're out there and you like this show, show it, okay? Storm the offices of HeadGum. Kill somebody or don't. I don't know. I just think that we need to be famous.
You can't threaten to kill people on the show, so we're gonna say that was a parody. That was. That was
I said somebody, not someone.
I still think let's be careful with that. Please submit a segment. We're trying to prioritize user-submitted segments
and maybe physically harass someone if you see them. Fight them.
Follow us at Oops All Segments on all the social media, not just Instagram. And I hope you have a good week, everybody.
Steal something and commit a crime.
I'm trying to sort of silence Kevin, so we're going to wrap it here and talk to you later. Bye-bye.
It's a blood feud.